When I was 8 years of age, my mother contracted polio. Our preacher came to see us, and it was not a good visit. And he said, I just wanted to come pray with you, which was polite. And then he said, the church does not want you to come back. We're afraid of the polio. And my mom said, well, I understand the fear. And she said, that's okay. She said, we won't come back. But she said, Pastor, could you do me one favor and pray that God would give me something to do for him? That preacher looked at my mom and said, Miss Gibbs, you need to understand God's through with you. My mom turned to that preacher and she said, you're wrong. She said, I'm extremely damaged goods, but God loves to use extremely damaged goods. And she said, you're wrong, Pastor. You're just wrong. When he left, my mom said, Davy, you come here. She said, God's never through with anybody. If you've got breath, you've got something to do for God. A new preacher came to town, and he dropped by our house to see us. He said, now, we don't have any kids, so there's no kids in our Sunday school, but we have a Sunday school, and how would you like to head that up? My mom said, I'd love to. And she said, now your Sunday school has 2 kids. And she said, I got a boy and a girl. He said, well, he said, it's perfect. And every Sunday, if there was just 2 of us, it was like there were 2,000 kids there. And she poured her heart into it. Pretty soon, people wanted to see this lady that talked to kids that's strapped in a wheelchair. And the Sunday school started to grow a little bit. And one day, my mom said, you know, we got to do something to bring more kids. There's a big bus company uptown. And she said, let's go up there and have them give us a bus so we can bring some kids to Sunday school. She said, there's 2 sides to town. I was too fearful to ask for 2. I really need 2 buses and 2 drivers. He said, lady, here's the deal. I'll give you 2 buses and 2 drivers for 1 Sunday. But she said, you got to promise me God knows about this. And my mom said, oh, I will. He only gave us 2 buses and 2 drivers for 1 Sunday, because the second Sunday he gave us 3. And within less than 2 years, he was giving us 35 buses and 35 drivers every Sunday. The Sunday school that had no kids in 5 years' time never had less than 5,000 children in it. And it was all run by a lady. Who couldn't do anything for herself, who in her own words was extremely damaged goods. But she's right. God loves to use damaged goods.